So now, we'll be hosting the MCA for
Abogeta.
Abogeta Ward, Abogeta West Ward in Meru County. The Deputy President has been holding meetings with the leadership of Meru County. Meru MCAs yesterday met Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua in Nyeri in the company of 12 area MPs. During the session, Governor Kawira Mwangaza, they said the Governor Kawira Mwangaza must be pushed to involve all elected leaders to spur development. The MCAs and MPs travelled to Gachagua's rural home in Hiriga for the meeting just days after the DP met the MPs separately at his official residence in Nairobi. Gachagua left Nanyuki, where he had attended a church service with the president, to attend to that meeting. According to sources, the MCAs spoke passionately about their commitment for teamwork in the county, but they blamed the governor for forcing them to take the last resort after she denied them any opportunity to have a direct say on development in their own backyards. While they acknowledged that the governor had sought the Controller of Budget's opinion on their proposed Ward Development Fund, which the latter had dismissed as lacking legal support, the MCA said the previous two governors had given them the same leeway purely on basis of political goodwill. So now this one is coming here to bring law on a matter that is
lawless.
What is she talking about? They said, our point is that MCA's weight is felt on the ground when projects that residents value are implemented. The governor receives dividends on the county's head as the county's head, and the MCA receives the same as a grassroots leader. One of the MCAs who spoke at the session explained. They also said they were eager to meet the governor at another reconciliation forum to be convened by the DP after returning from a benchmarking tour to Arusha, Tanzania. Gachagua promised to relay these concerns to Governor Kawira Mwangaza when he meets with her separately at some point. Okay? Mm-hmm. So basically, the whole issue, even the way Governor Mwangaza said in the Senate, is revolving around the Ward Development Fund. MCAs want an allocation that goes to each ward, and the MCA has a say in the development at the ward level. And they said, this is how we are going to be able to tell our people we are working. Otherwise, it's going to make noise in Meru, and then I go back to Abogeta West. What am I going to tell them? What have you been doing in Meru?
All this time.
Yeah. We don't see hakuna barabara, hakuna soko, hakuna.
You know, there's a small matter that perhaps needs to be given a little more attention. And this is the matter of how it is governors relate to the MCAs. Because every time there is a discussion around impeachment, it is a discussion around the relationship of the governor and their MCAs. These are all elected leaders, and how it is that they work in order to bring the so-called development that they promise the people whom they represent. Okay? And it is not a singular discussion, because I think every county will have its own little issues. There's a side that will say, well, these MCAs think they are God knows what else. And the governors, it will be said, also think that they can determine God knows what they can. Now, surely, this isn't one of those situations where we're going to conclude and say, well, the truth must be somewhere in between. No. It's not a question of the truth being somewhere in between. Do we have a clear way, a clear laid out process by which the county assembly relates to their governor with respect to the development that the MCAs feel ought to be coming to their respective wards?
I would say so. I would say that there is. And all that is called a development plan. So there is a county integrated development plan, CIDP, it's a 5-year plan. And there is a county annual development plan, which follows the annual budget. Now, the annual development plan, as it's developed at the grassroots level, even the CIDP, the MCAs ought to be involved.
Yes, they are.
And they have a role to play in contributing to it. The MCAs as well have a role that they play in the county assembly when they're approving budgets and allocating funds. They're the ones who will approve a budget and say, we are also appropriating funds to this, and the other project. So they have a say.
So when they then complain, are we saying that they have been excluded from this process? Or are we saying that they were included in this process and there's something more that they want?
I think what they are saying is that those processes don't matter. What they want is direct cash.
Then there will be a bit of a problem.
Which
what
many
they want
would argue
is to have a say in the implementation and management of the funds.
Right.
Because you see, currently, like it would be said, even in national government, if you remove the CDF, the MP has nothing that they can go and say that we are doing this on the ground.
No, they have absolutely nothing.
They can only allocate and appropriate in government and then go and knock on those doors and make sure, okay, can this thing be done by the relevant state department?
Sure.
Same thing at the county. Can this thing be done by the relevant county department? Now, MCAs want a direct say, can this thing be done by me?
And many would say that this was, well, speculation is rife, that this was one of the main reasons as to why the impeachment suggestion was made in the first place.
Yep.
That they felt as though control of the money was not in their hands directly, and they wanted a situation where that was going to happen. And the governor was clear that give me the proper documentation, I will then have no problem releasing the money, and they did not want that.
You see where now this thing becomes a bit of a pickle is this, huh? We seem to be discussing devolution to its last nth. Okay? Is it clear or is it true that devolution should involve not just a participation in the budget making and yet not be directly involved in the implementation, where implementation means that there's an allocation of funds that you directly control? Now, this has been argued. Remember, this is a matter that went to court with regard to CDF.
Yes.
See? And they were told, please go and sort out this thing. The courts were very fair. They said, no, look, it's a question of the law. Go and sort it out. Once the law allows for it, then there is no problem. Now, it seems like we're having the same discussion with regard to MCAs.
It's the same.
Yes.
It's basically the same thing. It is, and maybe what we look then also to give the MCA a bit of a leeway is the expectation of the people who elected them. What is it that we define as maendeleo? Because if you have elected somebody and then they've gone to the county assembly or they've gone to the national assembly or they've gone to the Senate and then they come back and you ask them, umefanya nini tangu tukuelect? You came here campaigning, we shall make sure that these roads are done. We shall make sure hospitals are working. We shall make sure that education for our kids is on point. And then you come back, we'll be asking you, so where is the road?
Then you're going to tell us the governor.
And the guy, you're going to tell us the governor or, the president or no. People are like, no, we want you to tell us directly. But then that is the job that the MC has been given, to go and make sure that the governor delivers. Isn't that what is oversight? Is oversight doing the thing yourself?
So you brought in now the discussion of what oversight actually not should mean, but what it should be.
Yes.
Okay.
The MCA for Abogeta West Ward in Meru County, Dennis Kiogora DMK, joins us in the studio now. Good morning, Mheshimiwa.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to Kenya's biggest conversation.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
Umetoka Meru asubuhi ama you?
No, I'm coming from Nyeri.
Okay.
So I spent
from the meeting with the deputy president.
Yes, I spent in Nyeri, so I'm coming from there. Somehow I could have made it in time. I just got from the expressway. I used the wrong ramp and to get out.
We laugh because it happens very often.
It happens often.
Yes.
You're
Okay.
in good company.
Pole.
It's
It happens a lot, and I think we just need to do something. We need to talk nicely to people of Moja Expressway.
Say, please.
Instead of writing just at the Southern Bypass exit, write Standard Group
Exit.
Yeah.
Rename that thing. Okay, karibu sana though.
Asante.
It's good to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you very much. This is my first time on SpiceFM, so I'm very happy to be here today.
Let it not be your last.
Yeah, it will not.
Now, Mheshimiwa, you will be talking about issues of Meru County leading to the impeachment proceedings and thereafter. But let's begin with the latest, which is a meeting that you held yesterday with the Deputy President,
Yes.
MCAs from Meru County, plus all the elected members of Parliament, plus your Senator.
Yes.
What was the meeting about?
The meeting was about the whole impeachment thing, and the deputy president and the president has actually delegated to the deputy president to oversee talks between the MCAs and the governor to see whether the situation we have in Meru, let me call it the situation, not the wrangles that we have in Meru County. I think the two mean differently. Whether we can sort them out and be able to talk to each other and start working together with the governor. Yeah, so the governor held a meeting last week with the MPs from Meru County, the 12 of them. Then yesterday, he held a meeting with the MCs plus the MPs now. The MPs presented their issues, and then the MCs now presented their issues. Then the governor, I think, will be meeting the deputy president now so that they can talk, and then the deputy president can share what he got from us, what he got from the MPs. Then there was a proposal that since the MCs are going on a retreat, after they come back, we are going to have a 10-member committee of MCAs, MPs, and the governor, so that they can sit down and agree now on how to work in Meru County moving forward.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's take a few steps back.
Yes.
Is it possible for us? Because in order for you to now work out problems going forward, or the situation as you call it,
Yes.
what really is the issue? Speculation, jumping all over the place about what the issue really could be. Now, according to the Senate, you have no choice but to work together.
Yeah.
What happened? Either that or everybody goes home, right?
Yeah.
So what happened, and what is the real issue?
So what happened is, I'll take you down to September. So, and we held a few meetings with the governor. We ate together. Then we said in those meetings, I think we had 3 meetings with the governor. Then we said we are going to sit and come up with a working formula. And now we're going to work. If you go to Mwananchi and tell them the work of the MCA is to legislate, to oversight, and to course, to represent, they don't want to understand that. They want to know that I'll come here and ask for bursary from in your office.
Yes.
I want to come in your office and you come and fix my road. When the flood light goes off, it's the MCA who I call the people who are concerned, the Department of Energy, to come and put it on. So the Mwananchi knows the MCA down there. If you tell them call the governor, I don't know how many calls the governor can pick from them. So now it's the similar scenario even with the MPs and why they are fighting for the CDF. Even them, their mandate is similar to what we have under the Constitution. But the Mwananchi the average person does not understand that. It's those of us who are in the elite column who understand that. So now, so what happened is the governor continued with the campaign mode, with the music tracks and going to the field, going to our wards without telling us. You're in the assembly, unaambiwa governor ako kwako, then inaapia you are not working with the governor. Like, why is your governor in your ward and you are not even here to welcome the governor? Can we even send you to a governor that to take our issues if you are not even coming with the governor? But and then disrespect now came in when you go tukisikia ako huko unatoroka unakimbia kwa ward. Ukipata governor ako huko, so governor anaweza kuanika mbele ya watu, anakusomea ama anakuambia ukuje ujibu maneno. Sometimes for those who are new, meaning kwa second term, anakuambia ujibu mambo alifanywa na your predecessor mbele ya watu. So you don't know as to the things that your predecessor did. Naambiwa kuja utuambie MCA mlifanya nini hapa. Sema mimi sikuwa kwa ofisi hiyo time. So then wakati wa kuongea as an MCA, mnaambiwa simameni hapa ward and mean MCA, wewe sema jina. Unawekewa mic. For you it's your area, so you need to talk to your people. Unaweza pewa 2 minutes. As the area MCA, then unaita the person who is above you, maybe the CEC or the deputy governor, whoever, so that they can invite the governor. So tukaona protocol you observe. Tukiita governor tuongee maneno, akakataa kukuja. She appeared on an FM station. Akasema MCAs wanataka tukae chini kukula mandazi kwa hoteli, sina hiyo time, niko na kazi kwa ground. Tukimtafuta kwa ofisi ya kuange kwa ofisi yako ground. So yeye anakuanga mtu wa ground, by the way she is very popular with the people. Yeye anakuanga tu ground. Ukimtafuta tuambie, but you sit with us first. Tuunde serikali kwanza, tukupitishie CECs, tukupitie CEOs, tukupitishie CEOs na board members, then uende mashinani ukiwa na serikali. So unakimbia mashinani after campaigns. What are you campaigning for? So governor naye hataki kutusikiza. Then there has been a word fund, but not the MCAs who have been controlling it, because you can't control it. What has been happening is, unaambiwa a certain amount of money, like time ya Kiraito ilikuwa 20 million shillings, itaenda kwa kila ward. Kazi yako kama MCA ni kuketi chini huko na wananchi ufanye public participation, na kuna ward committee ziliformiwa na governor na MCAs in conjunction. So hii committee inaketi chini, mnafanya public participation like in every location, watu wanasema project zao, then mnakaa chini mnagawa the 20 million, mnaandika, mnasign nyinyi wote kama MCA na committee, mnapeleka sasa every department. Sema kama mmesema 5 million ya 20 million kwa spent on roads, department ya roads itakuja iseme barabara mlisema ni gani, ni hii na hii na hii, then wanaweka kwa website, zinakuwa advertised, wanaprocure, wanapeana tenders, kazi zinakuja kufanywa. This time round, after the tension started with the MCAs, governor aliruka MCAs, akaanza kuenda kila ward mwenyewe. Alikuwa anaenda like 4 wards in a day, ndio akave the 45 wards in Meru. Akifanya hizo public participation, akachukua ward admin na akachukua wa competitors. Na akakuja akasema MCA wamekataa kufanya kazi na mimi, mwenye alikuwa number 2 anamchukua. So in every ward akachukua wa number 2s, na wa number 2 akikataa anachukua number 3 wenye walikuwa kwa election. So akakuwa na own set of MCAs. Then akawaita Meru Town, wakaanza kuregister party code Okolea Political Party of Kenya. Wakasema nyinyi ndio na empower, ndio mnatoa hawa na MCA tunasumbuana na wao.
But how, when, and what? I'm sorry to interject, but what kind of impact would that have? Is it just
that would have a serious impact?
And that's what I'm asking.
Yes.
Are we talking about social capital here? Because when it comes to the law, the duly elected are the ones then who will be able to do anything. So explain to us why that would be dangerous from your point of view.
It would be dangerous because now what she was doing, she would come with them when we force ourselves to a meeting, because we were never invited, anawashika mikono, anawainua, anasema hao ndio nitafanya kazi na wao. Mulete kampuni, nitawapea tenders, financial empowerment to our opponents now. This is to star us now. Mulete kampuni,
so she's promising them directly.
Nitawapea tenders, nyinyi ndio mzunguke. Kwanza there's one con Caste who came number 2 to the Goji West MCA, anamwambia Caste, zunguka uniletee majina ya watoto tutapea basari. So ameanza kuambia pia wao ndio wataleta majina ya watoto watapewa basari. So for us it was a fight for survival. So akatuambia kazi yenu haiko mashinani kwa assembly ya kuregistrate na kuoversight mkaya assembly, kazi yenu haiko mashinani. Sasa wakati sisi tulikaa assembly tukasoma katiba tukaona pia tuko na kazi nyingine, impeachment. So hii impeachment ni kazi ambayo tuliona. So when the governor told us, you people you have no work huko mashinani, akaanza kuempower our opponents, umetunyang'anya basari ukawapatia ward development allocation, ukasema wao ndio watapropose the projects zenye zitafanywa in the ward, not us. So for us it was a fight for survival.
And
so
all
when
of
we
this
sat
took
down,
place in 2 months.
In September and October. That is when all this is happening. So we sat down now, we decided to impeach. So we went out to look for reasons. No, you decide first because it's a political thing.
Wow.
So you go out. So one of the things we knew about this impeachment is, for us it was to divert our attention from fighting us. So
just to keep her occupied.
To keep her busy now defending herself in courts, in the Senate. So for us, we had calculated and knew that in 2 years, we can impeach her, either within 3 months, we can impeach her 8 times. So we knew tunafika Senate, tunarudi. After 3 months, tuna impeach, tunarudi. So we keep her busy there because now she's keeping us busy defending ourselves. So for us, it was a fight for survival. So we were out to fight now.
But you knew the likelihood of it passing the Senate was low.
It was low because of the short duration of time we were in office and all that. But for us, it was to bring her to the table to negotiate because we were not picking our cause.
So
she doesn't want to sit down.
You've gotten what you wanted.
We wanted to get here. So we were ready to impeach again from April if it will not get us to talk. Because the governor now was not taking our cause, was basically insulting us, calling us foxes and all those things in the public and all that, and calling us thieves. We are demanding money to pass CECs, which was a lie. She was lying about us. And you know, for us, she has a big platform. She has the money to influence and to mobilize and all that. So, tukaona, this is our very survival that is on the line. So, we must find a way of bringing her to the table. So, when we brought the motion, now that's when she started calling us. Oh, come we talk now. Come we talk now. Now we told her we want to go all the way to show you what we can do.
So you're
He refused
increasing
to
your
talk to her
leverage.
now when she came back to the table to talk to us. And, oh, come we talk now, come we talk, come. Now she started running out to Njori Ncheke. Call them, we talk. To bishops, call them, we talk. Then to everybody, to the deputy president. Then call them, we talk. We said, no, we must first of all get to the Senate.
Tuheshimiane.
Yes. Ndio tuheshimiane kwanza, ujue sisi ni kina nani. Our set of MC, alternative MCs wako umechukua, who are our competitors, hawata kusaidia sasa. Ndio sasa ujue what we can do. So that is now what she did now, she again went at that time, akachukua ward admins, akawaambia kila ward administrator aseme ward ametoka, kila mtu warudi kwao. They were redeployed back to their wards. She was empowering opponents and empowering ward administrators back in the wards. Nyinyi either the opponent or the ward admin au sasa ndio watakuwa MCAs wake sasa.
So ward admins are permanent and pensionable.
Yes.
And they were therefore hired by the previous administrations.
Yes.
So what she's doing is basically just redeploying. So if
she redeployed them to their
ward
home
admin
wards.
is in Abogeta, but he did not come from Abogeta.
Yes.
Basically sent back to
they're back to their wards so that
they can become popular in their ward.
To popularize them with these projects, the bursaries, they are the ones who are issuing them. I think the wards admin now, they are the ones who are even giving bursaries. They have a deadline today of awarding bursaries now. So you can imagine wazazi, the person they know ni wewe. Wakikuja unaambia mimi sijui mambo ya bursary, kaulizeni ward admin. So the ward admin now is the one working on that right now. So now yesterday, we told the deputy president that in order even to sit down to talk to the governor, she has to take back the wards admins from where they were, back to where they were working, to redeploy them back to where they were working instead of their home wards. Then they have to stop this business of ward admins are the ones who are issuing bursaries, because the MCAs who and the governor who select a 11-member committee in every ward that sits down and then looks at the bursaries. It's not the ward admin. So then they stop that so that we can now sit down and talk. Before that is done, we are not even going to talk to Anna. So I think the deputy president might have called her last night to communicate what we want first done. Is this was scenario she can put on the ground, atoe, then we sit down and agree now we're going to move forward with the work. So for us, it was a fight for survival. So for us, we were not just taking her home. We wanted to keep her busy.
Okay. Let's take a break. DMK, let's take a break. 28 minutes to 8. This is the Situation Room. DMK, the Honorable Dennis Kiogora, is the MCA for Abogeta West Ward in Meru County. The man who was behind the move to impeach Governor Kawira Mwangaza. It went all the way to the Senate. They've been told, no, she's not going home. Now, the deputy president has been tasked by the president to organize and make sure that there is peaceful coexistence of all elected leaders in Meru County. Yesterday, he met with all the MPs and MCAs and the senator of Meru County. Soon, he'll be meeting with the governor, and Honorable DMK is telling us the whole genesis of this kerfuffle in Meru.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
Continues with the MCA for Abogeta West Ward, Dennis Kiogora. This is from, and also he's the minority whip in the Meru County Assembly. Julia is saying, you talked to her 91-year-old mom, who recently told her, the reason why you people are up against the Governor Kawira Mwangaza or bringing on issues of the first gentleman and all is just because Governor ni mama.
No. I don't think the gender count here should come to play, but no, there are people who are likely to bring it up because of the history that we have in Meru County of women hardly getting elected into office. Of course, unless for those in the affirmative seats. But in this case, that's not it, because otherwise, how are all the women MCs supporting impeachment? Are they not women like her? So then why is even our own home MCA, actually the neighboring ward as a female MCA, elected MCA, she's still, people like the communications director for the governor went to our TV. The governor owns our TV. It's a propaganda TV called Baita TV. And then the communications director calls the elected woman MCA. Does even that MCA know what day it is? She's just old and senile.
What?
So how do you expect now somebody who a communications director for that case? So why don't we think that that's the thinking of the governor herself? So she's looking down on the female MCA who is elected, the only one actually. She's the only elected MCA, female MCA out of 45, and then that's the way they talk about her live on TV. So these others also come in solidarity to support her. Then the other issue we have actually, it can be against the male gender. You know, men are not used now to play the roles that the wives are supposed to play when you are a wife to a politician. Now, the husband now is supposed to let the mama free to go and work and talk and all that. The husband wants to play the governor now. And he is not the one who is elected. Actually, you have a big problem with the husband, not the wife. So to this grandma, what I can say is, one of the biggest problems we have is against the man.
But you couldn't impeach him because he doesn't have, so you have to get to him through her.
Now, the man comes to meetings, starts insulting us and everybody. You know, now that excites the people.
This is official meetings or rallies? Or
Rallies now.
Yes.
Rallies. Even in official meetings, especially those that we have appeared as house leadership. With the governor, he attends. He has attended 2 of those meetings.
As whom?
I don't know, as a spouse. I don't know. He works, he has an office next to the governor's office. So whenever there are meetings in the boardroom, he pops in. So then the governor's PA is our sister, and the governor's senior security officer is another sister. So you have a family gathering there. And this communications director is the nephew. So it's like a family enterprise that you are talking to in the office. So then they come, they sit there. We are house leadership. Whenever we are bringing issues, we wanted the governor alone, not the husband and the sisters. We want the governor alone ourselves so that we can talk politics and development and all that. But most of the time, we are unable to talk because they are there. So we come and drink tea.
If you're going there to talk and you're talking about development in the county, why would you be unable to talk?
No, look.
Are you taking county secrets to the governor?
There are things that we can talk about that are supposed to be government secrets or issues that are supposed to be government issues. So we don't expect the spouse there and the sisters. So we have been, like me, I've been there. I've been the former county government. When we had meetings with Kawira, the wife was not there. And even the ministers want to keep out unless they are called in. So because we wanted sessions with the governor so that we can talk a few things that should not be for other people to hear. So we sometimes you are uncomfortable because these are people who are not elected. They can go out there and say anything and misrepresent facts about what you discuss. So you are very cautious. You are not even free with the governor to talk because they are there. So now the husband now was coming to meetings. He starts a conversation or insults and all that. Then the governor, when she comes, maybe she had a different agenda. She normally picks up from where the husband left and with continues now with the insults. So we felt now maybe somehow the husband is corroborating the governor because was he not here to start this? The governor maybe could have spoken about different things. So we wanted him to play because there is no way now the deputy governor will speak, then the husband, then the governor. So that has been their protocol. So we wanted where the deputy governor talks, then the president.
The governor.
And then the governor. Yes, because even at the national level, that's how it happens. The deputy president and the president. We don't just see the first lady talking. The first ladies are there to be seen. So in Meru County, the first gentleman is there to be seen in public functions. Not just to play any function, because he's not the one who is elected. He doesn't have any role. So that was one of the biggest problems. So if we were fighting any gender, it's the man now who has been misleading our elected government.
Mheshimiwa, I have to ask you, when you say they were insults, what are these things that he would say that would qualify the said things to be insults?
For example, he comes to a meeting, he says that the reason why you see MCAs rioting, they were asking for bribes from us, say us, so that they can pass CECs. They are demanding for money so that they can approve anything in the assembly, which is not the case. So the governor cannot stand and deny what the husband said. So she comes and confirms it. The other day, the first gentleman stood up and said the senator and the minister for agriculture, Mithika Linturi, are demanding 50% share of the government. It's the husband who said that. Then the governor stood and confirmed and continued with the same conversation. Another day, the husband picked up a quarrel with the MP for Tigana East and said, Mpuru Aburi is demanding that he brought to us us 14 companies so that we can award them tenders. Then the governor comes and picks up and continues disparaging the MP. So actually, she has also been at war with them, with the MPs, because she took the sub-county admins. Now, these are the constituent administrators back to their sub-counties to prepare them to be MPs, to empower them and all that. That's what she told them. Then everybody was redeployed back to their home. So now, she started targeting the MP one by one. She started with Mpuru, then went to Kirima. Then there is no way the husband who starts. Then says that Mpuru brought the wife so that we can employ the wife. Then the governor picks up from there. The other day, then he said, we as MCAs, we are bringing our girlfriends so that they can be employed in the county government. Now, for those of us who have families now, when they say that the majority whip, for example, is the one who was being targeted that day, he has brought 4 girlfriends to be employed. 4. Now, what does the wife say? And she is there. And it's the deputy governor, it's the spouse of the governor who is saying. And when the governor stands, she doesn't deny. She picks from there and continues. So we also wanted this spouse to get off public work and just stay at home and do family business and do whatever and let the governor work. Leave her alone.
In yesterday's meeting,
yes.
What issues did the MPs raise?
The MPs never spoke in that meeting. In their meeting, they told the deputy president their issues. And we are not private to those issues. Ourselves, we were not there, and they never spoke. But they were in our meeting. So yesterday we heard our issues, but they were silent. Apart from their chairman, who stood to confirm that they held their meeting and all them, we are not privy to the issues that they gave. But we are likely to get them now when we form the 10-member committee to discuss, because the issues of the MPs now will come up. Then our issues, then the governor too has our own issues, and
something that you said.
Thank
you. Something that you said earlier,
yes,
is that she is very popular on the ground.
Yes,
is she still as popular as she was during campaigns?
She is popular, but I can't say as she was before campaigns, because even to the members of public, we are also telling them most of the time when they come complaining about roads and everything, call the governor. She said we should leave all matters to do with development and everything to her. Kawira or the ward admin or our competitors. Those are the people she's working with. And so I don't think, because these MCAs are many too, and when they are spread out there, sending an organized message over time, because that's what we have been doing. So the popularity is not as much as it was before the elections. And of course, it's not like she was elected like by a majority of the voters. It's first past the post, because there were many opponents, okay? So, but of course, the Oloipaloi, who our supporters are? The very bottom. Those people, they don't understand these things. They don't understand.
They don't understand what?
They don't understand
why they elected her.
No, they don't understand the impact of the governor fighting us and empowering our opponents. And they don't know. They are just our supporters.
The terminology you're using is a bit disparaging.
Yeah.
When you say the very bottom,
yes,
who don't understand, who are you referring to?
So
who qualifies to be at the very bottom?
Say the levels of education, for example, can determine the people now who are you can't have like a conversation with them on matters of maybe to do with the law and everything. They just support her. If you go to people, I don't know how to do.
So are you saying essentially that if you had people who understood, people who understood the law, for example, if you're saying that if these people understood the law according to you, then they would not support her.
They would not be supporting her, because if you look at the fact that the fact that the spouse is playing in public matters, in official matters, these people are supposed to say no, this can't work. If you elected 6 people, an MCA being them, the governor should work with them. Not an alternative way of doing things. That's then if you understand the law, the governor could not be doing roadside employment and roadside firing. For example, she went to Roirerarera, took the one admin there. Has this one admin been working for you well? The people said no, I have fired her. So if you understand if it's true, they are on record. I couldn't be coming here to say things that are not on record. On tape. So she started crying. She was a girl, the one admin in the public. Then she calls, how come I hug you, mama? Maybe I've hurt you. All these kind of
theatrics.
Yeah, theatrics.
But
no.
this same voter, DMK,
Yes.
the same voter who is supposedly not understanding everything is the same one who elected the MCA, is the same one who elected the MP, is the same one who elected the senator.
Now, you don't expect that everybody in the public understands what happened. It's the same voter who elected people like Waititu and everybody, people who have questionable background in the Sonkos of this world, people who have been in jail and they I don't know how they left prison, and the people still vote for them because they are popular.
So that is what you're
voters,
saying.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Then, would what you're saying hold
Democracy has
carry weight with those that have
democracy has
those that
those
have said,
consequences. Yeah.
Number one, Kawira Mwangaza was elected as an independent.
Yes.
She did not join your party bus.
Yes.
She did not join UDA. She did not join any other political party. She went alone.
Yes.
And she beat the other heavyweights, Medeka Linturi, heavyweight,
Yes.
Kiraitu Morongi, heavyweight, and the others.
Yes.
She beat them.
Yes.
So all of you people are now salty because
She beat you.
she beat you.
No.
And even listening to even what the deputy president is saying, this person, she's only been one as a member of parliament and now she's a governor. You have to understand her. There's that bit of dismissing her because
Her victory was unexpected.
From the president.
President or deputy?
deputy president.
Even the president
But deputy's
himself.
story is not dissimilar from hers.
Of course it isn't,
One
but
term
he says,
now he's vice president. Deputy president. There's a reason why I asked you that question, Mheshimiwa.
Yes.
Are these people, as you say, is their understanding limited because of their education or is it because of their poverty?
You can talk of poverty. You can also talk of education levels, because going back to his question where he says that there is bitterness because he beat them, maybe there is bitterness on the candidates, but for the 69 MCAs in the county assembly were not vying for governor, so there is no way we can be bitter with her because she won the election. Actually, myself, I called her when I had mamas in the assembly that governor endi vizuri, atupeleki vizuri. Everybody was complaining. When I went to the speaker's office, he's complaining. Everybody is complaining. Then nikaona sasa we waste a lot of time here in fights. Nikampigia, governor, things are not going on well here in the assembly. Please, can I come and see you? We see how we are going to reverse this. Because the origin of all this is the governor not picking anybody's scores. The speakers, the majority leader, the person who is supposed to pass your stuff in the assembly. Everybody, she's not picking scores. I want them to talk to her and see how we can reverse the situation. Because even if we are to remove her from office, because maybe we are bitter, according to, I suppose you are right, we are bitter maybe with the election. Who becomes the governor? It's the deputy. Who chose that deputy? It's her. So there is no way the people who lost come to office. Because unless we were to remove her and the deputy, then there is an election. You can say maybe we are trying to we are trying to avenge the election. No, that's not it. So I myself called her, and it's something that I was asked during the Senate hearings that I tried. Then apparently I'm the only person's score she picked. She was not picking even the speaker's phone. And I was, she can pick my phone. Then I told her, governor, things are not going down well here in the summer. Can I please, where are you? I want to see you now so that we can avert this. Then she tells me, you can't find me in the office. Me, I don't sit in that office. I'm in a Goji talking to the public. Unless you come here and tell me what you are telling me there, as I listen to what I'm listening from the public. I told him, I'm in the assembly. Your office is just a walk from the assembly. So I just wanted to see you. Are you coming back in time? I don't know when I'll come back. You come to a Goji. But apparently, we had a lot of business to do that. That was the last time I tried to talk to her. When the governor, you are trying to help, you tell her there is an emergency here, things are not going on well, let me come and see, and she tells you to go to a public rally. You realize you're not from reading on the same page.
You know, Mheshimiwa, there's something here.
Yes.
Somebody who has the capacity to reach the Mwananchi is a very powerful person.
Yes.
It means that despite the education levels that many of you in the county assembly has, she politically has understood how to reach whatever method she used, whether it's giving blankets, whatever method she used, she has understood what it is that appeals to people, which means she is an astute politician.
Now, are you telling us to be like her?
No. I am not. I am simply saying she is not to be underestimated.
We are not underestimating her, and I think she is governor because even these two opponents underestimated her.
Yes.
The Kiraitu and Mithika Rinturi, they were not taking the theatrics she was doing in the field seriously. Where she comes with a cow, gives in a public rally, who is the poorest person here? Somebody comes up, you give them a cow. Then members of our church, they go to that family who took the cow. They tell you can't keep this cow. 20,000. They take the cow. They go to an next rally with it. Because those people are not there, they go to another constituency with it. Then she was giving, she was the women rep, so she and Gar fans. She buys gumboots, a whole truckload of them. She goes dishing gumboots during the rainy season. People are so happy about it. So those were and these other candidates were dismissive of the theatrics she was using. And she used that to connect a lot with the people down there. Then she has her TV. Our TV station does not follow any procedure or any rules from the Communications Authority. They air raw stories. They don't edit anything. So they go pick the raw stories. Then they air one story can run for 30 minutes.
Is her TV station popular?
It is.
Then
Then
it's connecting.
she's
The whole
connect-
message here is that
Then
she
now
knows how
we
to
bring in
connect.
the issue of religion, something that I don't like discussing. No, she is a bishop. She goes to a rally. You tell her your problem. She prays for you. Your problems are solved. You go home.
Again,
What's the problem?
Connecting with the
connecting
people.
with the people.
Yes. Now she sits down with us
Yes.
to discuss projects. Now, there's another area that we disagreed. We tell her, as we want to do roads, fix bridges, fix schools. She tells us those things are not going to get you votes. You people, what you should be concerned about is how you get back to office. Be politicians. Stop these things of doing long-term things. Let's do short-term things. See, you are telling me we do roads, you do classes, you can do these county tractors.
So how do
they
you
can be grading
how
roads.
will you strike the balance?
Let us do the short-term fixes that will make people happy. Actually, our slogan is making Meru happy. So for her is the short-term things that make people and excite them, but they have no longevity. Of course, they will keep
Now,
us in office.
You can
but
clearly see.
we
you can clearly
we
see.
don't
what
connect
you
on
are.
that.
You are stuck with her for the
Yes.
next 5 years.
Yes.
How will you make these things work?
Now that's where we are. We are forming a committee so that we can make it work. So I don't want to preempt as to what we want to do when we sit down with the governor is, first of all, the bursary funds should be left to MCAs. Number two, the one allocation for development, we should be left to the one development committee. Once we form the committee in consultation with the governor, then those committees together with us now will be proposing which projects to be done equitably across the wards. Then we know each ward will get what amount of money from development. Then we give her the projects so that they can go and implement them. So that's what we want them to sit down and agree on. And I think that's what we'll be driving home. Because like in my last term, the reason why I got re-elected, I do long-term things. I don't work. Maybe I'm not a good politician.
make people happy.
But
Oh, you're a
I'm
very
not the-
seasoned politician. Your
Yes.
politics began in college.
yes,
Yes,
but
with college politics, and that usually is very vibrant. So you're seasoned.
That is the grassroots.
That's grassroots.
So for me now, I like telling people we sort out long-term things. Like when you give us bursary, the governor says divide our formula, the one that she's using because she's the one giving bursaries together with the ward admin says every ward has 3 million, divide by 300 each child to get 10. So every ward will get 300,000 shillings. But for her, and she says you'd rather give 300 people in your ward bursaries. You have 300 followers who get 10,000 each, like what you have been, and like what I've been doing. For me, I go for maybe bigger numbers, give 1,000 people, like 4,000 shillings instead of 300 people. No, I give 1,000 people 4,000 shillings instead of 300 people 10,000 shillings, so that I reach out to more. But for her, give big money to a few people who will be your fanatics. So that's no, and then there is also we need to establish need in our formula. You cannot establish need because how can the one admin, no, because there is no committee or anything. How can one single person establish who is needy? The one admin is the one being given forms to our one bursaries. But for us, we need to form committees drawn from the villages so that we can identify the needed kids there. So what I did in my term, and I think it got me re-elected, I used to set aside, like, out of the 3 million, I used to set aside 500,000 for scholarships. There are like 5 kids in each year that I used to give like 50,000. These are very bright kids who I know can go very far by the parents are poor, maybe they are TP cars and all that, they cannot be able to take them to national schools, those who are 400 and above. Then from that lot, I am taking so some of them have gotten A's. Those who did KCSE in April 2022, one of them has been admitted to Cornell University in New York. The other one is going to Smith College in Massachusetts through the Education USA. That's how I link them up. So for me, I have a story to tell about these funds. Then for me, I look for a solution with these funds. Now, for her, she wants us to use it to win elections. Now, for me, I differ with her on that, basically. But of course, our formula will work.
You will come again. After you go for your MCA's retreat in Arusha and before you meet with the governor next time, let's meet again and you tell us exactly what you'd like to do. Asante sana for joining us.
Thank you.
Dennis Kiogora, DMK, is the MCA for Abogeta Ward in Meru County. He's also the minority whip in the county assembly.